Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to talk about something interesting and intriguing. And we are kicking off the new year with none other than Mr. Baree Allen. He is going to talk to us all about artificial intelligence, also known as AI, and the opportunities ahead, especially for Black and Brown folks. So, before I bring him on, I need to hear from you. Let me know what city and state you're tuning in from. Put it in the comments. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and this is an interactive conversation. So, tag a friend, let them know they need to be on here because this is going to be a great conversation today, okay? It's a little bit different from normal. Y'all know we normally tackle mental health and wellness, but I think that if you don't get on this AI bus, you're going to be feeling mentally distraught. So it's related. All right. So I see Mr. Marcus Boston on here with us in Tampa, Florida. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, y'all. This is our first live show of the new year. We kicking it off with Baree, and I'm super excited and delighted to have him here with us tonight. But again, tag a friend, let them know they need to be on here, and we want you all to engage in conversation with us. So I know there are more folks that'll be joining us. I see y'all out here, even though y'all not commenting, and that's all right. That's all right. Take your time. But I'm going to go ahead and share some of Baree's bio. So Baree Allen is a pioneering technologist and serial entrepreneur hailing from Tallahassee, Florida, with degrees in business and entrepreneurship from the Florida State University. Go Noles. He has carved out a distinguished career in the realms of artificial intelligence and process automation. As the founder of Business Automation Pros, Mr. Allen has been instrumental in simplifying digital transformations for small and medium-sized businesses, leveraging his deep expertise in AI to revolutionize operations across various industries, particularly in healthcare. His innovative spirit is evident in his creation of the Contract Wizard and AI-powered solicitations and grant writing tools. A thought leader in the AI community, he is passionate about ensuring that AI ethics and governance, in particular in healthcare, where the lack of accountability and unbiased data could prove detrimental to vulnerable populations. And hopefully we'll dive into some of that during our conversation this evening. Baree is also the co-founder of Phusion AI, a full-service AI firm committed to helping SMBs seamlessly implement AI into their business. With numerous certifications from IBM, Google, Stanford University, and Vanderbilt, he is a sought-after speaker and consultant guiding young professionals and businesses on harnessing AI for growth and innovation. His passion for AI education is reflected in his boot camps, webinars, and articles where he shares practical strategies and insights to empower others in the AI space. Y'all help me welcome Mr. Baree Allen. Yay!
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be on the show today.
Well, we are excited to have you. We are excited to have you. So tell the peoples, Jabari, who is Jabari Allen? I read about all of that AI stuff you do, but outside of all of that, not what you do, who are you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm Jabari Allen. I am from Perry, Florida, actually. 50 minutes down away from the capital. So if you see the capital and you drive straight out for 50 minutes, you'll land in my hometown. We are the pine tree capital of the South. I am a man of God, a father, a thought leader in the AI space, a community advocate, and somebody who's just passionate about technology. I'm a nerd. I always have been. MacGyver and Inspector Gadget were my favorite shows growing up. And so I ended up in the right spot at the right time.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. I didn't know that Perry was the pine tree capital of the world. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So we got a few more folks that have joined us. Sean, the Divine Diva. I think that's Shantiva. Shantina. Hey, Nicole, casting on TV YT. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Marcus giving us a happy new year. We got Frank Kell on here. Happy New Year, Frank Kell from Tally. Thank you for being here. We got Sonya B in the house here in Tallahassee. Thank you for joining us. All right, so y'all, please like, share, tag, tell folks they need to be on here because again, this is going to be an intriguing conversation around AI and opportunities ahead. AI and opportunities ahead. So talk to us a little bit about how you got into the AI space.
Funny enough, I've actually been involved in AI before it became popular, right? I graduated college in the spring of 13 from Florida State and literally graduated in May. And in June, I had a job working in corporate America, working for a software company doing process automation. And again, before it became popular, we were using software to automate business processes, similar to what artificial intelligence does. And so naturally growing. And then I signed up for all these newsletters all the time, these technology newsletters. And one day I signed up for one, which happened to be the most popular AI tool out right now, ChatGPT. So I was a part of the beta team for ChatGPT. And
wow.
Yeah, and when I saw the demo of what this technology could do, I instantly thought about our people and how I had to understand and get a grip on it so that I could turn around and break it down in the layman's term and make sure that we understood it and we grabbed this bull by the horns.
Wow, nice. So we're talking to somebody who is not new to it, but true to it. So chat has been around for a little minute.
Yeah, that was in 2016.
Okay.
They started beta testing back in 2016. And then they released to a group of people in like 2018. I mean, again, we talking about way before people start hearing about this technology. It's been around. They were testing, they were pulling data and building it up. So people have to understand that OpenAI, the company that built ChatGPT, is actually a research firm, right? They're a research firm first. And so that's how they gathered all the data that they then trained this model to be able to talk to us on.
Wow. So for those of you of the viewers who may be new to the AI space, and we're saying some things that they might not be familiar with, using some terms that they might not be familiar with, talk to us about, for instance, Chat GPT. What is that?
Okay, so Chat GPT, and this is a term that you would hear in the AI space, is what's called a large language model, aka a LLM. And just think of a LLM as a baby that you can train on anything. And whatever you train this baby on is what it can produce information on. So you have a baby, you train it on all of the topics from conversations with Nicole over the years. I think you started 7, 8 years ago.
It'll be 9 years in March.
9 years ago. All right. All of the conversations that you had with people that you may not remember every single conversation, right? You probably have had conversations, so many of them that you don't remember them all. But this baby has a very distinct memory that it can remember every conversation, every word that was mentioned during those conversations. And then you can go back and reference to this baby and say, hey, look, we had a conversation back in August of 2020 or August of 2019 or whatever year, and the baby can give you the details of that. And then take it a little step farther, it's called machine learning. So these large language models or LLMs have a program, an algorithm within them, which is just basically a piece. So the baby has a hat on. The hat can then take all of the information that it remembers and it can learn from those conversations, right? So it can put together context and put information out. And that's what we call machine learning and generative AI. It generates new information. So it can take all of the topics that you've spoken about over the years and generate new information.
That is phenomenal. So I don't know how many of our listeners have used ChatGPT. In fact, that's my next question. How many of you all in the comments, let us know, have used or are currently using ChatGPT for your business or, personal knowledge? Let us know in the chat. I see Miss Tracy Ann has joined us, who's here in Tallahassee. Hey, thank you for being here. And Miss Kesey is on, also here in Tallahassee. Thank you for being here, Kesey. So how many of you have used Chat GPT or are currently using it? Let us know. So I'm gonna be the first to raise my hand. I do. I'm using it more and more as I become better at putting the prompts in and kind of figuring out like how to get it to give me what I'm asking for. So we got Dr. Alicia Jackson on. She said, not me. And that's okay.
That is okay.
Thank you for being here, Dr. Jackson. So I have used it to develop a strategic plan, at least the foundation for one. I have used it for topics, for shows, talking points, for presentations, and it's been fabulous. Like it does a really good job. It does. You have to tweak it a little bit, but for the most part, it has really been good. All right, Shantina, she said, have been training and using machine learning Chat GPT for about 3 years. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Marcus, I use AI to check my website spellings and for more diverse vocabulary. Nice. Love to hear that. Thank you for sharing that too. Shantina, she said work, business proposal, government contracting. Yes. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Okay, Frankel, helpful tool for productivity like Google, but quicker results. Ain't that the truth? That stuff comes out in less than 60 seconds. It's amazing how it does that.
Yeah. Imagine seeing that for the first time in 2016.
Yeah, I can imagine. That probably was mind blowing.
Yeah, I was like, ain't no way that people are not gonna it was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
I can just imagine. All right. Kesey said yes. Wonderful. Okay. So quite a few of you are or have used it. And some, again, may not just because you're not familiar with it. But that's part of what we are doing with this conversation tonight is to try to help people get familiar with. And let me just say this. Chat GPT is just one aspect of AI, just one. There are many other aspects, components to it, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We got Laquita. She said, good evening. Haven't started, but I plan to soon. I hear it's amazing. Yes. Okay. Good deal. All right. So what would you have us know, Mr. Allen?
So crazy enough, first of all, for everybody that has not started using it, that is fine. You are probably like 87% of the world has not tapped into artificial intelligence, which means that you're like the majority of people, and that's fine. That's okay. That's why it's important for you to be a part of conversations like this. And for the people that have, I'm proud of y'all. I'm happy that y'all are embracing the technology. It is important. It's important for us to be a part of the conversation, but it's more important for us to understand how to use this technology safely, right? We got to harness. It's just like driving a car. We had this conversation. It's only as good as the driver, right? Cars are only as good as the driver. This technology is only as good as the person that's using it. Yeah. And so that's important. And one of the things that you mentioned that I want to hone in on, my first certification in artificial intelligence was in prompt engineering. So prompting is the information that you give ChatGPT in order to get an output. So that was the first thing that I learned really how to do, is how to give it information so that I can get the output that I was looking for. And that is absolutely important. And so I always want to encourage people to understand that it's only as good as the input, right? You can't put 75 cents in a vending machine that for a drink that costs $1 and expect to get that drink. You got to put the whole thing in. So the more information, the more context you give it, the better that it is. And while we're on this topic, not to get too deep, but one thing that I want to encourage everybody to avoid doing is, and this is something that I teach in my workshops, is try to avoid putting your personal information, right? I use John Doe a lot of times. For the name of my business, I usually put ABC Business. I can put all the context around it that I want, but I make sure that I don't use my personal name or my business's personal name, right?
Okay. And why is that?
Because the scary side of this is, like everything else, it is collecting data. It's collecting information. It's building. It's machine learning. And so with it being machine learning, it is trying to collect as much data and information about us as a people, us as businesses, all the things that it can. So once you start feeding it, hey, my name is, Nicole, Everett, or Jabari Allen, it is going to take that and build on everything that it can about Jabari Allen. And having the ability to now search the internet, it knows your name. Now it can go and search the internet for that name and try to connect some dots. So it gets a little tricky. So I advise everybody, keep using it, but just avoid putting your name in. Again, John Doe, Jane Doe, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, whoever you want to call it, just don't put your real name in. And if you have a business and you want to keep your business proprietary, avoid putting your real business name in.
Gotcha. All right. So Kesey said, I wish I knew it back in 2016. I started in 2024. When did it? I mean, I know you all were beta testing back in 2016, but when did it really kind of hit the World Wide Web in terms of the masses kind of getting access to it?
It released to the public in 2021.
Okay, so you couldn't have got it then, Kesey, back in 2016.
Yeah, you couldn't have got it. People were trying to offer them millions of dollars to use the technology. But there were a lot of constraints. A lot of testing had to go into building it out in order for it to have the capability that it has now.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we got a few more folks that have joined us. Miss Potter in Miami, thank you for being here, Miss Potter. Kesey said, "Oh, okay, all right." Dr. Jackson said that was a great analogy. I fear people will stop being creative or stop thinking for themselves. So, talk to us about that a little bit.
Okay, so there's a huge myth that AI will replace humans or that AI works outside of humans. And one of the reasons why I started Phusion AI is because I wanted to help people understand the technology. And one thing about the technology is it does not, at this point, right, exist outside of humans. You have to start it off. So yeah, you can say, hey, look, give me an idea for ebook, but then it's gonna say an ebook about what? So it asks the questions. Yes, it does spark and kind of take your creativity and make it a little bit more creative but it takes the initiation. At some point, you have to put some type of idea or thought into it. It doesn't allow you to just, I mean, you could, but it's just like anything else. It will make stuff up. So people need to understand that's a huge myth that people think that everything ChatGPT gives you is facts. You read the fine print, it literally says, don't all the information that we give you could be made up. It has an imagination.
Mhm.
Just like we have imagination. So you have to make sure that you're reading and proofread the information and also give it feedback, right? I talk to it like a human. That was good. That wasn't good. I don't like that. Yes, that was great. So I talk to it as I train my models as a human.
Wow. I didn't know you could talk to it like that.
Yeah, it's conversational AI.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Tracy Golay is with us. Thank you for being here. She said, and that is probably one reason the 87% of us are cautious. It is learning us.
That is true, Miss Tracy. I would be lying to you to tell you that it's not learning us. But what you have to understand, I see you have a Facebook icon here. It is learning. It is learning from all points. Facebook now has artificial intelligence. Instagram has artificial intelligence. YouTube has AI. So whether you are putting it on the information or putting your information there or not, unfortunately, we have already all given so much access to our data to different software companies. So if you use an Android and the company that owns Android, that the operating system on an Android phone is the same company that owns Google. So they use a Google Play Store. When you download apps on the Android phones, you use the Google Play Store. Google has way more of our information than OpenAI or ChatGPT does, as well as Apple. So I use an iPhone, and for all our iPhone users, we have to understand that Apple owns our information, and it gets a little bit deeper than what we think. You got to think about it. Most of us unlock our iPhones with our face. That facial recognition is something that Apple owns. Our fingerprints, we using our fingers to unlock stuff. They own that's in a database somewhere. And so unfortunately, we don't read a lot of fine prints. We have given our data and information to these big tech companies in hopes that just for a more convenient life, right? I remember when we had flip phones that didn't have passwords on them, or if they had passwords, they were buttons that you had to type in. And so it wasn't some of this data that we're giving information to. So yes, Ms. Tracy, we are giving our data to these big tech companies, but it's kind of inevitable at this point. We just have to try to be precautious and try to use LifeLock. That's what I use. I use LifeLock, and anything that pops up with my information, I get notifications on it all the time on things that could be around.
Interesting. We have to that's a whole nother conversation at LifeLock, but I digress. Okay, so Marcus said AI jobs will replace us. Amazon AI robots will take plenty of jobs. Plenty of these videos are on YouTube.
Okay. Can I dive into that?
You sure can.
Again, I don't look at the replace. I look at repurpose, right? These tools, yes, artificial intelligence will replace low-skilled laborers. That is why I'm on this call. That is why I'm encouraging us to understand this technology, because the technology doesn't exist outside of humans. These robots mess up. They make mistakes. They misread. They malfunction. They have to have people that train and build these tools. It's the technology has not grown to the point where it can exist without a human. That is why on ChatGPT, it literally asks you every time it gives you a response for a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That's because it needs our feedback in order to let us know if it's doing a good job or not.
Right. Got it. Okay. Let me see. Shantina said, I attend regular trainings with legal professionals on appropriate use in the workplace. Increasing problem for employers is their people putting proprietary information into ChatGPT.
Absolutely. The number one service that I've offered here at Phusion AI and Business Automation Pros has been AI policy consulting. And that is going into businesses and teaching them what kind of policies they need to put in place and trainings that they need to train their employees on when it comes to using artificial intelligence in the workplace. And a lot of times, even the legal professionals, that's the people that reach out and book me and like, hey, look, we understand law, but we don't understand how this AI stuff works. Can you come in and teach us how to use it and what we need to put in place to protect our company? And that's what I'm doing. I'm crafting tailored AI policies for different organizations.
Got it. Okay. Let's see. Marcus says Skynet from the movies The Terminator was AI and destroyed us.
Um, he is
Which,
telling the truth. That is the truth in the movie Terminator. Yep, Skynet was an AI in many aspects. Um, but you know, we are quite a bit of ways away from that, and you have a lot of high-powered people that are stepping down and making transitions. That's why we got to be a part of the conversation. That's why we have to be involved in it, because if there are going to be limits put on it, it's going to be put on it by the people. And we have to step up and voice our concerns. Unfortunately, but unfortunately, the technology is here and it's not going anywhere. So it's important for us to embrace it and do what we can to make sure that, like many other things, we ain't left on the sidelines.
yeah. Hold on. So Frank Hill, he said, I feel the community recognize the need for caution, and I think we should keep that sense about us. Kids online all day don't even know that they not talking to humans like on Roblox. Roblox. I know that's very popular.
Yep, my kids play it. I monitor it. Again, that is why we having this conversation. I'm so thankful that y'all are all aware of the dangers and some of this is missed, right? There are some AI components to Roblox, but for the most part, those are kids talking to other kids. It's not a whole lot of the technology being implemented where the tool, the conversation, the Roblox doesn't necessarily have a conversation component of it, but they do have some things that they're being in that. My kids are more well vet. Like, I teach them everything that I know. They sit up and have conversations with me. They hear me on meetings. They sit in on my trainings, my workshops.
Okay.
They are, it's important for me to teach them and teach kids. And so that's why I'm doing these workshops and summer camps and all that, because they are the ones that AI, we think, is involved in our day-to-day lives. Think about these children.
Right.
So yeah, we can't run from it.
Indeed. All right. So we got Enigma Sep on. He said AI was the illest drill. Wait, we talking computers? You know what he talking about, right?
No, I don't.
Allen Iverson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ha, Enigma Sep. He said, right, no need to run from it. Better get a better understanding or get left behind.
That is absolutely true. I wholeheartedly believe so. AI was always my favorite basketball player because I was told I had the same attitude. I was a big basketball player back in the day. But yes, we as a people have to understand, and this is it's important for us to be a part of the conversation. So you want to say something, Ms. Nicole, or can I just throw this out there and then we move on?
So let me pause real quick. He said, excellent conversation. That's my family freshman brother in Gainesville. Thank you for being here. We got the godmother of nonprofits here in Tallahassee, LaShawn Gordon. She said, Jabari Allen is one of my faves, very knowledgeable. Thank you for being here, LaShawn. Happy New Year to you. All right, what you got for us? What you got?
So this is, I need y'all to take this serious, right? We as a community have to understand what's going on. Artificial intelligence, if we look at it as a house, every house has a foundation. Most foundations are poured with concrete. Artificial intelligence, the foundation of it is data or information at its foundation. This data can be biased depending on who's submitting the data and submitting the information. And if the data is biased, then the tool that they're building using the data is going to be a biased tool. And so for us, we got to understand that AI is being used in every aspect of life at this point. People are trying to figure out. I'm a part of a lot of conversations. As you can tell, I mentioned in my bio, healthcare is one of them. Think about the tools being built on data that doesn't include data sets that represent people that look like us. I've stood up in rooms with some of the biggest healthcare giants in the world, and especially in the United States of America, and mentioned this same stuff, and they were like, I got standing ovations. You are absolutely right. So the reason we have to be a part of the conversation is our children and ourselves will be a part of or not be a part of these tools that are being built that are biased, right? The best example I can give you is there's a tool out there called Midjourney. And Midjourney is a tool that literally you put a prompt in that says, give me a picture of a smart boy. And it gives you 4 pictures for every prompt. The prompt was, give me a picture of a smart boy. It'll give you 4 pictures back. And if you say smart boy, none of those pictures won't look like me and you. And when it first came out with the tool, I actually wrote the owners of the tool and told them that they need to look at the data that they trained the model on, because if I say, give me a picture of a smart boy, and it gives me 4 pictures back and none of those pictures look like boys that look like me or you, there's a problem. Same thing with give me a picture of a beautiful girl. It gives you 4 pictures back. None of those pictures look like my daughters. And we have to understand the seriousness of this when it comes to a psychological level for children that will be using these tools, because they won't be using coloring books like we used back in the day. They won't be using an art class drawing and things like that. They'll be using artificial intelligence tools. And I would hate for my daughter or my son to come back from home from school one day saying, oh, daddy, I was using Midjourney today and I told her to give me a smart boy. And this is what a smart boy looks like. Oh, this is what a beautiful girl looks like. So we got to be a part of the conversation. No, I don't want you submitting your personal information to these tools, but we have to make sure in these data sets that we are a part of the conversation and that our data is being used to build these tools on. Because if we don't, guess what? It's not necessarily us. We grown. But our children and grandchildren will, it's just like the rest of this country. They will be discriminated against. And that is a real thing. There's a such thing as discriminatory AI. So I just wanted to put that out there. We all have to be a part of this conversation. So if you're in a household with more than just you need to talk to your family about this. Hey, look, we got to be aware of what's going on around us, because this thing is here to stay and it's only growing.
We just can't escape that discrimination thing, huh? It's even in the AI. Great day. All right. So we're about halfway through our conversation. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am on with Mr. Baree Allen. We are talking artificial intelligence and the opportunities ahead. We have talked about ChatGPT, but also just some foundational information about AI and why it is important for Black and brown folks in particular to get involved, because there is a such thing as discrimination. Artificial intelligence. Who knew, right? All right. Shantina, she said that bias in some applicant training systems / recruiting is a prime example. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Enigma, he said, word, we must be aware of the racism and sexism ingrained in the programming so we know how to battle it. Absolutely. More reason to learn it and not shun it. All right. So you got somebody on the team right there, because he is look, he's like, we need to be in this game, right? All right. And Dr. Jackson, she said that sounds like Clark's study with dolls in psychology. Very much so. Very much so. Yes. It reminds me of that too, Dr. Jackson. Ooh, all right. So talk to me a little bit about some of these opportunities that are available with AI.
Oh man, that is I've been waiting on this part. There's no leaders in this space. So I'm gonna be honest and give you all a little backstory. Back in May, I think it was, I ruptured my Achilles. And when I tell y'all I was mad at God about that, I'm like, why would you let this happen right now? But not to get too Jesus-y on here, but God ordained me to be a leader in this space for our people. And that is because this is the opportunity for us to level the playing field. We've never seen an opportunity like what we have in front of us. We're talking bigger than the automobile. bigger than the dot-com boom, bigger than the Industrial Revolution, bigger than the California Gold Rush, bigger than the dot-com boom. All of these huge things that we've heard about in history that made so many people rich. For the local folks, bigger than Coca-Cola hitting Quincy. We are talking about an opportunity to really level the playing field because the industry is expected to grow by $300 million per year. 300, actually, I think that's a B, $30 billion per year. I apologize. I read my notes wrong here. That was something else. But we're talking about a huge opportunity for us to gain wealth and level the playing field. And the reason why is because there's no real leader in this space. Yeah, you got the Apples and the Amazons and the OpenAIs and those big corporate giants, but there are no leaders in the space of, let's say, AI in psychology, AI in event planning, AI in real estate, AI in, plumbing, AI in, just these different services. And so for us as a people, what I need y'all to understand is you do not have to be a coder. I can tell y'all right now, I own 2 software companies and I don't write a lick of code. If I had to learn how to write code, or if I had to write code to survive, I wouldn't be here. What we need to understand is it's okay to be good at what you're good at. That's why people like me are around. I need you in order for us to build the tools in your space, right? So we collaborate. So my goal, I told you before we jumped on the call, is to build the AI Power Rangers. I need somebody that is good in real estate. I need LaShawn being good in non-profits. I need somebody that's good in each person's perspective industry. You don't have to be great at artificial intelligence. And then when it comes to the AI, they have this stuff for beginners just like anything else. Before you started using Facebook, you jumped in and started flipping around. Artificial intelligence is the same way. There are basic beginner courses that speak black and white language, just like us, and are like basic layman's terms. And I'm actually going to be producing some of these courses and some of these workshops. And so every day I'm working hard to make sure that I produce content, that I break these things down so that everybody understands them. We have to be a part of these tools that's being built, right? And that's what I want to do. I want to collaborate and build collaboration amongst our community so that we can get some of this pie. We talking about trillions of dollars. In the next 2 years, it's trillions of dollars are going to be poured from the government, from businesses all around the world into the artificial intelligence industry. Why not get a piece of that pie?
Agreed. All right, we got a few more folks that have joined us. Miss Marlene Mans, thank you for being here. Dr. Latanya White, she said AI and Black wealth. Let me get on it. So Dr. Latanya White is a dynastic wealth guru. So listen, she is all for it. All right. Tracy says, sounds like a chance of a lifetime. Yes. So we got to jump in, Tracy. We got to jump in. Miss Peachy is here with us. Good evening. Thank you for being here, Peachy. Kesey said, this is so true. I have developed and enhanced with AI. Wonderful. We got Coach Merv in the house down in Madison, Florida. He said, pretty interesting conversation, Nicole. I'm locked in and learning. Thank you, Coach Merv. All right. And Sonia said, looking forward to some workshops. I use ChatGPT several times a day. She does. I call ChatGPT Sonia's friend. I tell her to go ask her friend some questions. All right. Dr. White, I appreciate you for connecting our community to. Oh, thank you, Dr. White. Yes, ma'am. We got to tell the people, Dr. White. We got to tell them. All right. Kesey, she said people have had books created and published with AI. Absolutely. And let's see. Frank Kell said, need more professionals in the community in the field. I agree with Enigma. Very good. All right. Keisha Washington has joined us. Greetings. Thank you for being here. And yes, Kesey said, that's my bestie, assistant, and more. Yes. And Sonya is her best friend. Absolutely. It's ChatGPT. All right. So, again, the importance of folks of color getting involved because we want that representation, but don't put your personal information in there. All right. But what other opportunities might there be? I mean, we talked about, yes, the money aspect is new frontier. There are not experts in these various fields, right? Um, anything else that we need to be made aware of? How can we become the experts in this space? Because for some, it might be a little intimidating.
Absolutely. Well, the first thing is understand that there there's a myth around artificial intelligence that is going to replace people. For all those that's jumping on, understand that the I use the word repurpose. So it is has to repurpose you. We don't get to sit on the sideline. If you sit on the sideline, you will be replaced. I will
Gotcha.
agree with that, right?
Okay.
For the people that are afraid, start off with the basics, just like with anything else. When you first learn how to ride a bicycle, you don't just jump on and try to ride way out of town. You roll a little bit and you stop and put your feet down and roll a little bit more. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Start with the beginner. Start learning and start with the basic definitions. And again, that's why I'm teaching these workshops. So there are a lot of different opportunities just to get the basics. Even joining this conversation right here is a great start to understanding that artificial intelligence is here. It's not going anywhere, and we have to understand the importance of being involved in the space. Michael Court mentioned a really good thing. Hey, Michael, how you doing? There are some stocks that you can invest in. The largest company in the world, the fastest growing company in the world, is called NVIDIA. NVIDIA. They are a microprocessor chip. They make GPUs. So it's NVIDIA, NVIDIA. And so again, that company is, that's NVIDIA. That company is building the hardware that is keeping that they're using to train these models on. So there's two different things. Let me explain that. Let me give y'all some basic technology
Okay.
or terminology. Hardware is anything that you can touch that's electronic. Your phone, this microphone, your computer, anything that you can physically touch. Software is the technology that you can't touch. It's not tangible. It is the programming language that trains that allows the hardware to be able to run. So your computer without or your phone is called a iOS, operating system. Your computer has an operating system. These are all softwares. NVIDIA builds the hardware that holds the data that processes these artificial intelligence tools. So NVIDIA is a huge company, and it's only going to continue to grow as the demand for artificial intelligence grows. So if you don't want to go and start your own AI company, but you got a few dollars, I would highly suggest that you invest in NVIDIA. Amazon, Facebook, Apple, all of these different companies, and you can invest on platforms like Robinhood and Cash App even offer stocks. TD Ameritrade. So buying into these stocks of companies that are building on the AI platform, that's huge. And they're quite a bit more, but those are some great places to start. And I see quite a few people like, yeah,
They are. Listen, I had no idea. So thank you for enlightening us. Miss Jackson, who is also in Madison, she said this is good information. I use ChatGPT all the time. Yes, that's a good stock. I'm invested in it. Come on, Miss Jackson, you better do it. She said it's a top one right now. Love it. All right, we got Miss Keisha Jenkins on with us. She said check out Renard Jenkins. He is pioneering AI in the media space. He has a keynote speech regarding AI bias and ethics. It's a good listen. Also, check out additional AI tools such as Formalizer. You heard of that?
I have not.
Okay. That's fine. All right. And Keisha said, great conversation and much needed. Thank you so much. All right. I think I missed a comment or two. Let me see. JD Floyd is on. Thank you for being here, JD. All right. E said use AI all the time in my photography. Really? Ironically, I fear it will replace me. in my real job. We are in new times. No, they can't replace you, E. You got the eye. So it'll just enhance what you're doing. All right. Marcus had a question though. He said, so what do you recommend we do in order to be in a good place in corporate America?
You started with a good your foot is in the door, being a part of the conversations, sharing and having these conversations amongst each other is the first step. We have to be aware of what's going on around us. And yep, Miss Tracy said a really good one, AMD. But yes, we have to be a part of these conversations, and we need these conversations going on more frequently. Educate yourself, educate your kids, educate the people around you, because and I'm gonna share this quick story because I just got off of my non-compete, my NDA about 2 weeks ago. I was a part of a project where McDonald's, I don't know if you've been in a McDonald's drive-through in your life over the last 20 years, put in the comments just a thumbs up or something. Let us know if you've driven through a McDonald's drive-through in the last 20 years. Let us know in the comments. I was a part of a project where McDonald's had paid IBM the sum of $2+ million to build out a artificial intelligence tool that was trained on all of our voices. So everybody that's putting the thumbs up, when you ride over that thing in McDonald's drive-through and it lets them know, and they're like, hey, welcome to McDonald's, that is actually recorded. The conversation is recorded. And so the role that we played, my company, we played in it, was we mapped the conversation for the conversation, the audio, to the transaction, the receipt that they gave you when you pulled off. And it was about 600 terabytes of data. That's a lot of information, guys. And there are 13,984 McDonald's in the United States of America.
Wow.
And the reason I'm telling you this is I probably can count on one or two fingers the amount of times that I've driven through a McDonald's drive-through and the person that was standing there didn't look like me or you. They built a large language model that they trained on the audio and the transactions, that now you can pull up to it, ding, ding, ding. Hey, welcome to McDonald's. It has a voice just like you and I, an avatar. For everybody that's taking those AI pictures and use that picture, the face might look like your first cousin, because they definitely use this stuff. But it can have a conversation and back and forth, and you pull up, hey, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? Yeah, I want a number 3, no cheese, no pickles. Is that anything else? Hold on, let me see what my kids want. While you're waiting, it may be Labor Day weekend. So it'll say, hey, I know this Labor Day weekend, got any plans? And you may say, yeah, I actually was thinking about riding to the beach. And it'll know because it's trained on geolocation. It has Apple Maps, Google Maps, the weather map APIs logged into it. And it'll say, okay, well, if you're heading to the beach, well, you can ride down to St. George Island. We're expecting the weather to be pretty good there. Or if you want to ride 30 miles west in Panama City, they're expecting showers between 1 and 2. But after that, it should be a little less congested. Or if you said, I was actually thinking about riding up north to Atlanta because it understands traffic patterns, it can say, okay, well, great. That would take some time. Make sure you avoid the Georgia 300 because they're doing construction at Fort Bragg and you want to avoid Columbus, right?
Wow.
You want to avoid Columbus because of the traffic. It has soft skills. Thing about it is, it don't get tired. His mama don't forget to take it to work. It don't call out. It don't get sick. And we are talking about our children's jobs being replaced. We cannot afford to miss out on these conversations, y'all. Yeah. It is utterly important. And that's just one instance. To take it a step further, McDonald's paid IBM to develop this technology because McDonald's ain't just selling French fries no more. They own proprietary rights for this technology because they're going to sell it to Chick-fil-A. They're going to sell it to Popeyes. They're going to sell it to Burger King. They're going to sell it to Wendy's. Now, McDonald's is in the AI game.
Wow.
So that's how we got to start looking at this thing. It is here to stay, and the people that ain't even in technology are getting in it to play.
Indeed. So Marcus said, Popeye's Chicken I recently visited was AI taking orders. I was so surprised. Yes. All right. So we got Miss Latina, She Speaks Solutions, who joined us. Nick said, I am in Apple, Tesla, Spy, and the what
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. All right. And Tracy said NVIDIA and AMD. What is AMD?
AMD is another microprocessor chip plant. So she is definitely on point. So AMD they do the same thing that NVIDIA does for the most part. So in it, definitely, guys, if y'all are looking to invest in AMD is a big one to get into as well.
Okay. Well, look like some of these folks are invest savvy on here. So we need some. The rest of us need. I need to have me a stock show. Listen. And I know just the person to do it too. And now that I think about it. All right. So Dr. Jack said, wow. Yes. Wow, wow, wow. So this has been quite enlightening. All right. Anything else you would have us know as we wind down our time, Mr. Allen?
Absolutely. First of all, I'm super proud of y'all for joining this call, for having this conversation. I can't stress the importance of us being a part of this conversation. We need to be doing whatever we can. If anybody wants to understand how to better use this technology and looking for a starting place, I'm gonna give y'all $1 million worth of game for free 99 right now, thanks to Miss Nicole. Prompt engineering. That is what do I say to AI in order to these large language models or these technologies to get the output that I'm looking for. That is a great place to start. So there's a application called Coursera. It's COU. So it's like course. It's COURSERA. So COURSERA. Coursera is an application or a website. Yep, that's perfect. A website that you can go and log in. And I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you think about going back to college, forget about it. Go to Coursera, look up in your respective fields. First, you want to do prompt engineering. There are a lot of different ones. I took the one from Vanderbilt, prompt engineering for ChatGPT. But there are a bunch of different ones. Make sure you're looking at what you sign up for, the beginner. Make sure you take a beginner prompt engineering course. And that'll be the foundation of how you use existing artificial intelligence tools. That's where to start. You want to understand how to prompt these tools. That will teach you all the basics of prompting. They have tons of, yes, you're right. They have free certifications. But this is where you start at with learning the tools. I'm gonna tell you this: I took them with my kids sitting next to me. They spent all that time on YouTube and all of this, and luckily, because they're interested enough, they took it and they were happy about it. But they're understanding how to use these tools to brighten their future, right? And so that's a great start. But I highly recommend you guys be a part of these types of conversations. Don't run from the technology. It's here and it's not going anywhere. And we need to understand it. We need to be involved in the building of these tools. I'm looking for people to collaborate. So you can find me on the social media channels and all that. But we have to start building tools and be represented in this space. And so that is why, again, God ordained me. I got convicted so hard when I couldn't sleep for 2 or 3 nights until I touched the altar at my church. And God literally told me, Jabari, I need you to represent y'all people, because if we don't represent us, y'all, we won't be represented. And so that's why I'm here. I'm very active in the community. I'm very active amongst our children and teaching and helping us understand the importance of being involved in artificial intelligence.
All right, very good. So I saw Sonia had a question about the workshop. She wants to know, where are the workshops? Where can we find the workshop schedule?
Okay. So I'm actually just finished a series of workshops right before the holidays. I'm partnering with the Big Bend Minority Chamber, the Small Business Development Center, as well as I'm putting out my own workshops. So if you visit phusionai.com, or if you follow us on social media, if you have Instagram, or I think we have a Facebook page now. I know we have it. We may not be. My interns are working on that stuff. I'm so busy, but definitely Follow us on Instagram. You will be finding more information if you visit phusionai.com about the workshops that we will be offering.
Okay, very good. Wow. All right. So Miss Dr. Jackson said that stock show I'd watch. Okay, very good. So it sounds like everybody want a stock show. So I got to work on that. All right. So this has really been interesting and quite engaging, just like I thought it would be, because this is such a hot topic. I'm gonna ask the viewers if you thought this was beneficial, and if you would like to hear more, because I think there's more to this. This is really just kind of the tip of the iceberg, if you ask me, because I feel like there's much more to uncover. There are more tools out there. Like I said, we only kind of really mentioned Chat GPT, but there's Opus Clips. There's a bunch of other things out there that can be utilized. So would y'all like a part 2 to this? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, Tracy, she says sometimes he takes us away from our normal day to day to send you in a direction that he has chosen. Yes.
Yes, he will.
Absolutely. All right, Sonia B, very beneficial and intriguing. Would love to hear more. Okay, very good. Thank you. Steph. Hey, Steph. She said would love to learn more. All right, very good. We got Lisa Tooks in the house. Thank you for being here. She said absolutely need to hear more. Thank you. We got Miss Tan Lofton's Sweet Face Part 2. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. All right. Definitely beneficial, especially being a parent of a young child. Yes. Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Well, I'm happy that y'all found this beneficial. I found out yesterday that I'm published on Chat GPT 16 times. My name is, I built 16 GPTs, customized GPTs in Chat GPT. And so one of the workshops that I'll be hosting with the Small Business Development Center, the local FAMU SBDC. So y'all can all Google FAMU SBDC, is how do we build our own GPTs on Chat GPT? So which is really, I mean, it's crazy some of the things that we can do with this technology. So I'm excited, Miss Nicole. I'm happy to be back. If these people want a part 2, we can dive in more into a deeper level of conversation about the different types of tools out there and how we use these tools to better our lives. I've used it to, my son has a tree nut and a fish allergy. And so thinking of what I'm gonna feed this kid is the hardest thing that I had to do before I built the nutrition GPT, that I literally said over the summer when I have him, hey, come up with a menu for my son, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And what does that look like? And he has a tree nut and a fish allergy. Make it exciting. It gave me the meals. Then it gave me the ingredients then it gave me everything that I need to get order from DoorDash so they could deliver the groceries. And then it gave me the cooking instructions. So I didn't have to put no thoughts into this. It took me 10 minutes to do what typically take me hours to do. So personal use, and then for business, the opportunities are limitless. So yes, I highly suggest that we keep this conversation going.
Nice. So I just kind of a shameless plug, had the great opportunity of sitting in Jabaree's presentation during Impact Week Tallahassee in November, and he showed us this recipe, this nutrition piece that he put this prompt in, and these recipes came up, and he made an alteration to it, and it did something else wonderful. So it was really, really interesting to kind of watch and behold. But like he was saying, that prompt engineering is so important, and so I think that would be very valuable to folks to understand how to write those prompts to get exactly what you're looking for. So folks have been chiming in. Lots of part 2s. Okay, great conversation and information. You make AI exciting rather than intimidating.
Hey, Miss Keith.
That is that's definitely a testimonial right there. All right, Marcus said follow Conversations with Nicole, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.
Please do that, y'all.
You know what? I do not do that well, but I'm trying to get better. So yes, subscribe to Conversations with Nicole on YouTube. Follow us. Well, not on IG anymore, but follow us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are here Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, focused on connecting the community through conversations like this one. Again, very, very great conversation, very robust. I loved it. Let's see. Phusion AI is your IG handle. Yes, but Phusion is spelled PH.
Yep, because we take a phased approach. We do not believe in throwing everything at you at one time. So it's PHUSION.
Yeah, it's scrolling across the bottom, Dr. Jackson. I hope you can see it. All right, Peachy. Yes, the more specific the prompt, the better results. Indeed. Yes. All right, Dr. Jackson, very beneficial. Krista Campbell. Hey there, Krista. Thank you for being here. She said, yes, the part two, bring it to how we can use it on a personal use level. Yes.
I will.
All right. All right. Viz Productions, DJ L Smooth in the house. Tell us about the importance of our data set being included. Yes. We were talking about that earlier. So, okay. Tina said that this was amazing. Love it. Thank you, Tina. So, y'all, thank y'all all for your engagement, for your enthusiasm, for you sharing. This was really, really great. And we will have more like this. So Jabbar said he's gonna come back. So the record does reflect that. You are recorded, sir.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
All right.
appreciate y'all for being present.
Indeed, indeed. All right, good people. We are going to sign out, but we will see y'all next time. Have a good evening.